Welcome to Andi-Co Australia. I'm David Jones, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Liebherr UWTes 1672 34 bottle dual zone wine cellar. And when I talk about 34 bottle, the capacity is measured on 750ml Bordeaux bottles. Now, having a look at the unit as it is integrated into this cabinetry work. Now, the unit comes with its own ventilation system, so basically the vent system at the back is packaged with the unit, so there's no extra venting required. Having a look at the unit, stainless steel door, which is lockable, and we have a double glazed UV protected glass. Now, the idea of the UV protection is to make sure that we don't obviously get any UV light in there, which is detrimental to the wine and the labels, etc. Having a look inside the unit, you will notice that first of all, centralized control panel, which separates the two particular zones. Now, this control panel means that we can actually operate the temperature at any time and have it set at exactly the right temperature for the wine that we have. Temperature wise, we have a setting of anywhere between 5 and 20 degrees, and that means we can have white wines or champagnes in one and red wines in the other, giving us the option to store or serve any particular wine that we like. Also, when we have a look inside the unit, you'll notice that we have timber shelving. Now, these are actually on slide out racks, so telescopic rails, which makes it easy for us to actually access the unit and access our wine naturally. These shelvings themselves are actually natural beech wood. Now, the reason we use natural beech wood is because there are no stains and there are no varnishes, and we're not contaminating the air inside the unit. Beech wood, because it's a very solid wood and it allows the bottles to rest comfortably. Just whilst we're there, that's our door alarm. So for the purpose of the exercise, I'll just turn that one off, and that just informs us if we've accidentally left the door ajar so we don't lose our temperature. So back to the shelving, natural beechwood shelving, very, very important, and it means that the wine itself can rest comfortably. We also have inside the unit a charcoal filter. Now, basically, because these units breathe from the atmosphere outside, and we're often in a kitchen or an area where there's cooking, we need to make sure that this charcoal filter stops any odours coming inside the unit. And of course, if it does, that's detrimental to our wine, so that filters the odours out, and that's what we call an activated charcoal filter. We have a humidity setting in these units, which is somewhere between 50 and 80%. Now, as far as the humidity is concerned, it depends upon the ambient humidity, but 65% is the optimum, so ours is anywhere between 50 and 80%, and that gives us the ability to make sure that the corks stay supple and we don't get too much or too little moisture in there. Very, very important as far as that's concerned. The LED light, you'll notice that we've had an LED light in both of these units. That's a soft light, but it's also a cold light, so it means that we're not going to heat the unit up accidentally. Talking of heating the unit up, if we had this unit set at a certain temperature, let's say 16 degrees, and the ambient temperature dropped to 10 or 9, these units have the ability to gently warm the cabinet and raise the temperature back up to make sure that the temperature stays consistent inside. Consistent temperature is extremely important when we're talking about wine. Down in the base of the unit, we have a compressor. Now, when the compressor starts up, they actually vibrate. Our compressors are set on individual rubber mounts, which means that when it does start, we don't get any cabinetry movement, and that means, again, our wines will actually lay comfortably, and the important thing is longevity of wine to make sure that they don't move too much. So, recapping, stainless steel door with a double glazed UV protected glass. We have a centralized control panel, which means that we can set our temperature in both units, and that is anywhere between 5 and 20. So 5 and 20 degrees, either one. We have a humidity level of between 50 and 80%. Natural beechwood timber shelving, so no odours, no stains, etc. And we have LED light, which basically gives us a nice light and not too much heat. We have charcoal filter, which is makes sure that no odours get into the unit. Compressor mounted on individual rubber mounts, so we don't get any movement. So there we have it, the Liebherr UWTes 1672 34 bottle dual zone wine cellar. Thank you.